Pound. DK. Golf Cat. Presented by Bones Brothers Media.
Wyndham Clark. He's got win in his name, for crying out loud. Your 2026 U.S. Open champion. And I cannot understand it. What is with all the hate on Wyndham Clark? I'm the exact opposite. A two-time U.S. Open champion. There's not many of those when you go through the history of golf. And I understand he kicked in a locker at Oakmont. Ooh, I'm sure we've all done things that we're not proud. I know Bones DK has for sure, has done things in his life he's not proud of. He's quirky. He's a dork. He just set a scoring record at Shinnecock, the hardest course in the history of the U.S. Open. And it's not like he rolled his car over with prescription pills in his pocket or inappropriately made contact with a female employee at his Lifetime Country Club. He didn't sell out the greatest tour on earth for some Saudi startup. He just went out and whooped everybody's butt at Shinnecock. Two things should be said. Number one, at times, they displayed a little bit of it against the Spurs when they were whooping up on Spurs fans after defeating them. New York fans are an absolute disgrace at times. And number two, just bury the hate and appreciate the greatness. A two-time U.S. Open winner. He's done it twice in the last 4 years. That is Wyndham Clark. Welcome to the program. My name is Edge, the Bones Brothers Golf Show. And there is a lot to talk about here today, guys. The World Cup in full swing. Ronaldo, Messi, breaking records. They've been doing it forever, electrifying audiences. Sweeping changes coming to the PGA Tour. Speaking of golf, challengers and a champions division. That should make things interesting. Tiger Woods makes his first appearance at a news conference in Connecticut. Looked pretty good. I know you guys are betting guys. Oklahoma was plus 240 before a game was even played in Oklahoma. They end up taking down North Carolina yesterday, 2-1. Giannis to the Heat. Dusty May to the Mavericks. And the song Country Roads, of all songs, not only galvanizing the state of West Virginia, but perhaps bringing the entire country and world together. Wow, man. What do you want to talk about first, man? There's a lot here.
Boy, a lot to talk about here. Thanks for having me, by the way, as always. Very well said on Wyndham Clark. I'll just add quickly to that. For all you golf bros booing him, you better get ready to root for him for the next decade as a Ryder Cup player, President's Cup player. He's about as good as we got right now. So get over the locker kick, right? We're treating Tiger Woods like he's the Pope coming back from rehab today. So let's just relax on Wyndham Clark breaking a locker, right? Guy's great.
Tiger Woods did look very good in his first public appearance. Didn't take any questions from the media, read from a prepared statement. But, you know, I hate to tear the guy apart because he is in many ways a disgrace, but you need him in golf. Maverick McNeely said it today. He's not the guy that moves the needle. He is the needle in golf. So you got to have him.
Yeah, I think we got to kind of try to get over that a little bit. Like
He was the needle. I
long,
wanted to say that. He was the
long,
needle.
long time since he's been at his peak. He's a shell of himself right now. But moving along, don't forget about Julius Randle to our Brooklyn Nets as well for a late first rounder. Country Roads. Look, it's galvanizing the country, but this is a great example of virality still alive and kicking today because that song everywhere you go. I mean, I've heard that song being played in Florida, in bars in Nashville, and our buddies in England.
Some guy at a country club event that my brother was at professionally, the other Bones brother, Andy. There was a guy with an electric guitar up there playing Country Roads last night in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's going viral. And as well it should.
Bones DK said he needed to get beer before the broadcast today. That's why we're recording a little later than we planned. Speaking of plans, what's yours for tonight?
It's the birthday week, Ed. I turned, young tomorrow. I'm excited about it. Gonna go camping tonight, enjoy the night in the woods, and then watch golf for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, nice sunglasses, by the way, and happy birthday.
Hey,
You might
you know,
want to sell that.
the sunglasses are on because I'm treating this one as a poker tournament, guys. I'm getting the game face on. I'm not messing around anymore. You know, the core four has been struggling lately, but this is the time to never give up, right? It takes one hit to make your life change in this industry, right? And I don't want anyone to give up. If you're still listening, this is the week to do it. Birthday week, and keep grinding. You know, we're gonna get a big hit. Many people have, and we're gonna keep doing
Let,
If
let me
you're
just
still that
say,
one guy out there listening, thank you very much.
yeah.
it.
Let me also just say happy birthday. But you get to a certain age, Rob, and you want to start telling people how old you are because you don't want them guessing.
36. I'm turning 36 years old.
Wildman, reflect a little bit on the U.S. Open, the lineups you put in, the bets you made.
Yeah, I felt really good about what I had going there Friday night. It ended up being Harris English missing a 3-footer and getting caught under a lip in a bunker on 15, making double, might have been 16 to miss the cut on the number. And Patrick Reed, man, we play him because of his short game, and it was not with him on the back nine there on Friday. Missed a 4-footer, a 5-footer, and 3-putted from 8 feet, all in the final 5 holes to miss on the number. So it disappeared at like low pan, as I like to say.
Bones DK, you just mentioned the core four hasn't been living up to par. No pun intended. What were the highs and lows for you this past weekend at the U.S. Open?
We're so close, Edge. You know, it's a tough sport, right? But this is why you love betting on golf. There's so many ups and downs. I mean, Reed in English just totally let us down at the last second, and we had a 6 for 6 there. You know, Xander was a great pick as always. You know, we knew that one. But you know, on to a new week. Quickly, I just wanted to mention Country Roads, and it kind of correlates with the
We can't
mistakes
get off it. Nobody can. Go ahead.
with the mistakes I've made in my life. Like 3 years ago, and I got this big argument with one of my coworkers, who's a great friend of mine now, about where Country Roads really what it's about. And he said it's about Virginia, and the Shenandoah is in Virginia. And I went on this big rant how it's West Virginia and only West Virginia. But do you have a take on that? Because there's a lot of things out there saying it's Virginia and not West Virginia.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that within the borders of West Virginia, but yeah, there's been some discussion that the Shenandoah River is actually talking about the western part of Virginia
Correct.
versus West Virginia.
Yeah,
It would take a real dickhead to bring that argument up. So
Right,
if
right.
you still work with that coworker, tell him to go to hell.
I'll tell you what, yeah, email the record producer, have him clarify what the words are. Come on.
All right. So we're moving on to the Rivers Highlands course in Connecticut this week, Wildman. And, for a week after a major, you would think that you'd get a deflated field here, but that's just not the case. We got a lot of top players. And one thing, actually, good segue here as we transition from the U.S. Open to the Highlands this weekend. What is it called? The Travelers up there in Connecticut? I'm just talking about the course here, the River Highlands course. But two guys that I'm going to continue to ride forever until they prove me wrong. And unfortunately, we can't bet on Tyrrell Hatton because he's playing for the Saudi startup over there. But every time this guy plays in a big event, he never really threatens to win it, but he is always on the first page of that leaderboard. And we may talk about this guy later, I'm not sure, but how can you deny Alex Fitzpatrick at this point? He did finish +5. He wasn't really contending either, but man, his trend, much like Wyndham Clark, is just so red hot right now. I would say the same thing for Hatton. I think the Raytan wave is maybe starting to crest this week. Maybe an easy call because he missed the cut. But he was one of those guys that was red hot for a while. And Fitzpatrick and certainly Hatton in the majors seems to be that way as well. This is a really short course, Wildman, relative to PGA. It's under 7,000 yards, only 6,800. So a lot of big names in this thing. What's the feel of this course? And what kind of player are we looking for here? More technical than the long ball hitter? Or do we love the long guys here because of the access to the short holes?
No, I think you're playing shorter hitters this week. I think it sets up perfectly for him. If you go back even like 10 years, you start seeing guys like Kevin Streelman and Ryan Moore and, just those types of players that are generally speaking shorter hitters. So I'm going to stick with that precision off the tee. And you got guys like Brian Harman, you got guys like Ricky Fowler, not the longest hitters on tour that have a great history here. So those are the kinds of guys we're looking for. Par 70, the scores, it's going to be a birdie fest. For starters, it's a 72-hole no-cut event with 72 players. So a lot of times when you give guys that many cracks, you're just going to get a round here or there that goes really low and brings the scoring up. So, I'm playing precision guys. I'm playing guys that have been here before. And as far as Alex Fitzpatrick goes, guys, life is about opportunities, isn't it? Sometimes it's like Chris Moneymaker, right? It's like he's not a pro poker player if he doesn't somehow satellite into that main event in 2003, which he did. Perfect Alex Fitzpatrick comparison, right? Got an opportunity as a sponsor's exemption into Zurich. His brother, who's a major champion, carries him. And look at him now, right? All the wheels are off. He's making more money than he's ever made. And the training wheels are off, I should say. And he's doing the most with his opportunity.
Speaking of Chris Moneymaker, before we get to the core four, I saw a recent viral clip of Moneymaker losing $25,000 in 10 seconds at a blackjack table and then crying and having to call his family because he was depressed. Yes, that's right. True. I mean, no, he's not a failure. I'm not saying that, but that video of him was a 1-minute clip of him losing the 25 grand in 10 seconds.
Where is this video? Why did you see it?
I definitely saw it on Instagram, and this was, I think, somewhere in Europe where he lost the cash in 10 seconds. All right, Bones, let's get into the core four, your birthday weekend here. If I look through the $10,000 tier, again, some good names up here. Scotty is just too expensive at $13,800. The first guy in the core four, are we going a 5-digit guy or a 4-digit guy?
I mean, Scotty Scheffler seems like he needs to win at any point. I'm still not getting there at $13,800. Tommy Fleetwood, loved the guy, played him last week. Xander, loved the guy, played him last week. But I'm going to play the guy that pretty much is the player of the year so far this year. And who is that? Matt Fitzpatrick. I mean, we compare this course to RBC. That's a corollary course that we're talking about. Matt Fitzpatrick loves it. He has 2 wins already this year, 2 runner-ups. Playing the best golf of his life. And you talk about momentum and just like where you are at in the year, you keep playing the guys that are doing well this year, just like Wyndham Clark, Sam Burns. You want to follow up with Matt Fitzpatrick this week for sure, 100%. Run him in your lineup, especially with the RBC corollary course, something that we're focusing on this week. Matt Fitzpatrick is leading off the core four.
Wild man, speaking of Scotty Scheffler, $13,800, not only is he expensive, this may sound ridiculous. He just seems like his mojo's a little off, though, also. As you said, Bones, he's not really winning like he has in the past and has been just the bridesmaid a lot this year also, Wild man. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's a great observation. And he's had, a few moments where he throws a little bit of a temper tantrum, particularly on the greens when he's missing short putts, like inside 10 feet, where you're like, that doesn't look like a guy that's 3 times clear of the number 2 player in the world in the OWGR. And he's also been a little irritable at the mic as well. Maybe because he's got his second kid now. And, he's up late at night.
That'll do it to anybody.
But I want to tease this real quick. I'm passing on Scheffler and DraftKings because I tried to build a couple lineups. I just don't feel confident in it. But I will tease the prop drop. We got something for Scotty Scheffler.
All right. Who's number 2 in the core four, Bones?
Well, this guy is a 16-time tour winner, 5 straight top 20s, including a 23rd in the 6th tournament, and has won at RBC, who's the number one corollary course. It's Justin Thomas. He has not missed a cut, though it is a no-cut event. He has not missed a cut since March 12th, guys. So he's quietly playing great. Justin Thomas is a 16-time winner, has also won at RBC before. $9,100 at this kind of field with only 72 players, no-cut event. We call Justin Thomas a no-cut specialist for a reason. He racks up birdies, quietly playing a great golf right now. At $9,100, he's a steal right now. So load him up, fire him up. Matt Fitzpatrick, Justin Thomas.
All right, who's number 3 in the core four?
Hit me with number 3 early. It's Brian Harman. You talk about not a long hitter. He has incredible history here. Also hits the corollary courses. Major champion. He's kind of quiet, but he shows up at these kind of tournaments. He's a good putter. Love what he does off the tee. He's kind of just like a shot shaper, excuse me. And he's a guy that the Ben's DK Golf podcast loves. Brian Harman, $7,800 is our third in the core four.
Wild man, let me just play devil's advocate here for a moment. What if you are that one guy listening out there? And I mean that literally, one guy who says, you know what, you idiots pick Harman every week or say something about Harman every week. And every week he ends up maybe giving us a little bit of a sweat, but he ends up near the bottom of the pack. How do you justify Brian Harman in the core four this week?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's ever overpriced. I think he's one of those guys that's always comfortably priced, like in that high 6, mid 7 range. But I'll tell you this, like if you're looking at the corollary courses, I'll just run a couple off. Sedgefield, which is the Wyndham, Sony Open, RBC Heritage, Charles Schwab Colonial. He has multiple top 10s at all of those courses. Now he is 5'7", 155. I'm not a very big guy. There's very few guys that I can, physically intimidate. He's 5'7", 155. So when you're playing him at Shinnecock and you're playing him at Riviera and some of those courses where like the big heavy bombers come in and have good finishes, look out. But look, this course is 6,800 yards, man. This is like a course we play.
We don't play from 6,800 yards, believe me, but maybe like 6,100, 6,200. If
61. That's come on.
Playing from the men's teams. Final thoughts on Brian Harman. We know he likes to drink beer. That's at least according to Kevin Kisner. And his figure's fantastic. If he's 155 pounds and is pounding beers each night of the week like Bones DK is, Bones has gained a lot of weight. Harman seems to be keeping his figure nice and slim. Who's number 4 in the core 4, Bones?
By the way, I'm down 30 pounds, Edge, in the last 2 years. So, and also
for you.
I don't look any better. I look older only. Lost a lot of hair. That's why I wear a hat on this podcast. The fourth guy in the core 4 actually is kind of a bomber, so it doesn't really match what we're talking about, but also has good history here and a lot of good history at the corollary courses. He has 4 top 10s this year, as well as a win and a 7th at the U.S. Open. Gary Scary Woodland. We're firing him up. And I know our buddy Ben Cove, Bones DK, other part of our team, multi-winner of the $200 single, loves this guy. Gary Woodland, just plays great here, plays great finishes, and it's his year, man. He had the sickness with his head and the brain thing. He's finally back. And when he won the major, he was one of the best players in golf. It took him a few years to come back. It's $7,600. This is an absolute steal for this guy. Play Gary Woodland this week. I love the core 4 this week.
I heard him off the air, Wildman, actually say under his breath he thinks Woodland could possibly win this week. Alex Fitzpatrick ignored again at 7,700 in the core 4, Wildman. I want to get your Rogue Warrior, but again, just explain that to me.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I'm looking at his results actually right now. I mean, the only thing that's the outlier is actually his 75th at the PGA. He doesn't even have him in his cut. I mean, this guy's playing good golf, and I mean, it's only going to take another. I mean, he wins one of these signature events, he's going to be the 9,000s next week. So, yeah, I don't know what it is about him.
Good price.
Some of these English guys, like Justin Rose was like this forever. Tommy Fleetwood's like this forever. It's just like they just don't get the respect from American golf as they should, so to speak.
I mean, he joined the PGA Tour this year. Essentially, I mean, he got the PGA Tour card because of the brother win, right?
Zurich. Yeah, I mean, that's what he got. That's how
it's crazy. It's a great story, man. Like, I'm not saying I don't like Alex Fitzpatrick this week. He didn't make the core 4, but he's like a 30 for 30 ESPN story right now. What's going on? I mean, it's amazing. I mean, put your money on him if you want. I totally get it. He's just not in the core 4.
Wild man, who's your Rogue Warrior this week?
All right, this is a pure field call here, but he's 7,500. You probably didn't even know his name for most of the casual golf fans until about 12 to 15 days ago. But he's a four-time winner. He just won the Memorial. He backed it up with a fourth at the U.S. Open, in which he had to win the Memorial to get in. And I heard a story off the golf course that he started to give up on himself. And it was his wife and his team around him that sat him down, almost had an intervention of sorts, and said, look, you have the talent. We're all behind you. We all believe in you. And you're the one that's, created all of this for us. He goes out and wins the Memorial. It's JT Poston, 7,500, 32nd in the world. And I'm telling you, the casual golf fan forgot who this guy was until a couple of weeks ago.
Let me throw a couple more names out at you before we get to prop drop here. Morikawa, very technical golfer. Could be a good course setup for him here, Bones DK. If you had to choose between Morikawa and Burns, who had such a great week last week, who do you like?
That's very tough right there. I mean, right now, probably Burns, But at the beginning of the season, I would have said Colin Morikawa 100%. I mean, he had look at it, a win and 5 top 5s, top 10s in a row. And then he had that back injury, which we had him and he withdrew and cost me $500. Since then, he hasn't been great, but he's also trending forward with the 29th and 17th in his last 2 events. He's definitely a sneaky play. I think he's a great play at 9,200. Between the two of them, I would just say Sam Burns is probably a little emotional after the U.S. Open. I mean, he was crying in those interviews. I get it, man. I'm a huge Sam Burns fan, by the way. I mean, this guy is awesome. I want him to win in the future. But the gun in the head is like what we say, gun to the head. Who do you pick? I'm picking Colin Morikawa this week.
Two guys we love on this podcast, Wild Man. If you're up against the wall with Henley and Cantlay, they are only separated by $100. Gun to your head. Who do you got?
This week, I'm taking Patrick Cantlay there, which is hard for me to say because I've been backing Henley all year. But, man, the consistency just has not been there. He did sneak in the cut at the U.S. Open, got absolutely bludgeoned on the weekend.
80 on Saturday.
Which hurt as well. And he just his putter's just too inconsistent right now. So I'm going to lean Cantlay there, particularly because he has great history here and at corollary courses. And so I'll give him the edge there.
Let me give you a sneaky name, Bones DK, who is starting to climb up the ladder in that Raytan, Fitzpatrick, Tyrrell Hatton momentum field for me. That's Kitayama. Do you like him at all this week?
I mean, he's an interesting play. He actually does show up at some corollary courses, but he's kind of more of a bomber. He's had some really good form as of late, and also made the cut at the U.S. Open. I mean, take away the U.S. Open, he has a 22nd, 10th, 19th, 9th, 8th. But I mean, 8th at the RBC Heritage too, where I say it's not a bomber course. So he's got something in his game that I think can do well. $8,300. I think I would say a green check mark on him. I'd play him.
The old gum chewer seems a little overpriced to me, honestly, Wild Man, at $8,000. Another great friend of the show, Justin Rose, at $7,900. Those two are above Brian Harman, who's in our core 4. So if you got a choice and had a little extra to spend between the gum chewer and Rose, man, those are two guys I don't feel very confident in. But if you had to, who are you playing in that one, Bones? Or I'm sorry, Wild.
Yeah, I think I'm going Rose there.
Really?
But man,
wow.
This is a straight up heads and tails coin flip. Rose, don't forget, guys, this is a signature event. There's a lot of money up for grabs. $20 million purse, almost $4 million to the winner. So Rose seems to be a big game hunter. In fact, he's got what did he finish? 11th and 12th at the U.S. Open. So he already became the oldest player to finish top 10 in the first 2 majors of the year. But if you look back, I mean, 12th the Memorial signature event, 3rd at the Masters, 13th at the Players. These are all big time events. 10th at the PGA, 11th at the U.S. Open. Like when the big money's on the line, I'll tend to lean Rose. Now, I do think he's more volatile than Harris English. English, like I was talking to Bones DK off the air earlier today, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do. English has to be my first click. I'm so attached to the guy right now. I mean, he's literally like hooked onto my belt loop like a carabiner this year. I can't get off of him because he's probably going to win. And like of his 5 events that he's won, they all kind of come in pairs. And it's kind of been a while since he's won. So he's due, man.
Yes or no? Is 8,000 overpriced for him this week? Or you
I
think
don't think so. He's the 2021 champion here at TPC River Highlands. So there's box number 1. He's won here before. He was 4th here last year. He was 4th at the RBC Heritage earlier this year. But aside from those 3 statements, like it's just a slew of these T20, T25 finishes.
Right when you give up on him is when he
Right.
is when he will have his win or top 3. It's crazy, man. Keep playing the guy. Keep playing the guy.
There's only 3 guys that have won here since 2021. It's him, Scheffler, and Keegan Bradley.
Few more names. Keegan is up there this week. He's more expensive than the guys I'm going to shout out to. 7,600 or less for any of these guys. Jordan Spieth, Keith Mitchell, Shane Lowry, Hideki Matsuyama, Christoph Raytan. Any of those guys on the radar at all this week, Bones, when you were putting together your core 4?
Not really. Shout out Keegan and Jackson Hole Golf and Tennis as always. I'd say, probably Jordan Spieth, just because he's done well at RBC. I think he's a better player than $7,600. I don't know what happened to him in his career and why he's at this low. You would never expect it. So I think he has any chance to pop up at any time. So I'd probably pick Spieth out of there. Killer Keith Mitchell absolutely killed me only because I play him every week and I saw him doing well at the U.S. Open and it hurt because I love playing him so much. I love him. I mean, might as well unbutton a button here for him as he wears his shirt like this too on the golf course. I fucking love the guy. Or excuse me, love the guy. But I'm probably leaning Spieth there.
All right. A few names I want to throw out at you, Wild Man. These are inexpensive guys who we've talked about this year on the podcast. Ricky Fowler at 6,700. Jason Day withdrew last week, so I don't know how crazy we are about Day at 6,500. But how about Tony Finau at 6,500? He's had some ups and downs this season. Any of those guys, if you are in a tight spot, you might consider?
Yeah, I'm going to pass on Fowler. I just don't think he's got the game and the mindset right now. Famous last words, right? Day, yeah, you can't touch him with a 10-foot pole unless it's like the Masters, So I'll take Tony Finau there, and I'm actually going to pair him with 2 guys who I described the same way, or one other guy, Finau and Akshay Bhatia. And these guys tend to like get in a lot of trouble off the tee. If you look at their bad finishes, it's typically when the rough is very damaging, where you have to hit driver all the time. And they're very erratic off the tee. They can make some big numbers. If you look at some of their good finishes, kind of similar courses, right? Like ones where you can club down, you can kind of maneuver yourself in the fairway a little bit more, hit some good irons and make some putts. So I would say, yeah, I could see Finau and I could also see Bhatia as 2 guys. If you're playing one, play them both.
2 names jumping off the page here real quick, Bones DK. Also, Ryan Fox, 6,600. Nick Taylor, 6,600. Again, in a tight spot. Those might be guys you want to play.
I mean, Ryan Fox is I'd pick Ryan Fox over that. He had a 17th here last year. I know our boy Wolf Goat is looking at him, and he's in the Fantasy Golf World Championship this week, by the way. Shout out Wolf Goat, longtime follower and longtime friend of mine. 50K winner in the $200 single. I hope Ryan Fox does well for him if he does end up playing him. Again, he's like a bomber, but he has his success here. Like bombers do have success here. Like Rory's had success. Ryan Fox, other guys like that, Cameron Young. So you don't necessarily have to not hit it long. They do succeed here. But Ryan Fox, I'd pick there.
All right. Our prop drop this week, Wild Man. What do you got?
Yeah, before I get into that real quick, I'm going to say Ben James, too. If you're down there, get to know this guy. Fresh off college golf, 4-time All-American at Virginia. I think the only guy to ever be a 4-time All-American, actually. And, get to know this guy. He was contending at the RBC Canadian, and he made the cut, top 25 at the U.S. Open. Prop drop. Okay, so we're gonna pass on Scotty and DFS. But look, we all know it. He finishes top 5 in every event he plays, right? Top 3 in almost every event. So let's take Scotty. Let's pass on plus 450 because it's so hard to win on the PGA Tour, even for him. And let's go top American. Scotty Scheffler 3-1 plus 300. Seems like a good price if he falls
like
a too short, and you get one of these like Oberg, Hovland, Fleetwood type winners that are foreign. So let's go Scheffler plus 300. We're also going to take hole-in-one, yes, at even money. Okay, there hasn't been one since 2023. It was McIlroy. But Ricky Fowler was 10 inches from acing a par 4, the par 4 drivable 15th last year. So there are, and McIlroy aced 8, which is one of the longer par 3s. Typically on the back 9, these ones set up with funnels down to the hole. So let's go ace, even money. And finally, we like to bet final score. It's a par 70, so par is 280. Let's go under, so over, right? No, under, no, over 259.5. So we're going to say minus 20 or under, so 19 or 18 or, you know what I'm saying? Kind of a oxymoron there. But we're going to say under on the 259.5. Only twice in this tournament's history has the winning score reached 21 under par.
All right, so the core 4 is Fitzpatrick at 10,000, Thomas at 9,100, Harmon at 7,800, Gary Woodland, who we like a lot, 7,600. JT Poston is our rogue warrior at 7,500. And our prop drops, we're taking Scotty as the top American at 3-1. We're taking a hole-in-one that will occur. Yes, it will on this weekend in Connecticut. And then whatever the hell Wildman just said for his last one. Under, over.
260 or higher, 259.5 or higher as a total winning score.
Okay, there you go. You have it. World Cup, Ronaldo and Messi, real quick, your thoughts, Wildman. I mean, has it lived up to its billing so far?
Absolutely. We're live right now during the England game. I don't know what's going on, but boy, this golden boot race. I mean, as you know, James Rodriguez, you remember the famous James Rodriguez of Colombia.
Yes. James.
Yeah, James. Edge goes, which guy is James? Like, which guy is that?
Who is this James guy?
You go, who's this James guy? All I see is James out there. Go, that is James. And so typically, like the golden boot, I mean, Messi won it, or pardon me, Mbappe won it last year with 6 goals in the entire event. James won it with 5 for Colombia. Harry Kane's got a pair. Erling Haaland's got 4. Messi's got 5. Mbappe's got 4 through 2 games in the group stage. So we're going to see a world record here probably for the golden boot. So buckle up.
It appears that Argentina's offense, and I think this is going to be a problem for them down the stretch because Messi is just such a world star. He's chasing records out there versus the World Cup. But they looked in the last 2 games a little bit like the Knicks did with Brunson. It's just like hand the ball to Messi and let him dribble through every single guy and then take a shot. And he's scoring all the time. And he loves it. He loves it. He's out there cheering with fans. He's shaking hands. He's just loving every moment of it. Bones, how have you enjoyed the World Cup so far?
The World Cup has been amazing so far. I mean, I've enjoyed every moment of it. Had some losses, but trying to win some back. I just wanted to throw this out there with the prop drop edge. If that one person is still listening, Eric Cole, first round leader, plus 6,000, $10 to win 600. Put it down, guys. I'm telling you. Eric Cole, first round leader, and in Showdown. Play him in Showdown if you're doing it.
Did you see Tiger Woods at his news conference, Wildman?
No.
Did you, Bones DK?
No.
Again, he appears alive and well. Do you care, Wildman?
No, like what I said earlier, like he's not clickbait for me anymore. I just I don't know. He's an old man at this point.
Giannis to the Heat, Bones DK. Will they win the championship? Will they win the championship?
No, definitely not. I mean, he's not no, they won't.
Wildman, you want to say anything about that?
I mean, Miami's been to the finals, at least twice in the last 5 or so years. So, I mean, that can't hurt. That's a destination for a lot of players. There's also murmurings that LeBron's got one last hurrah, whether he circles back for bookends in Cleveland or tries back in South Beach for one more.
Dusty
I think I'd rather him.
Mavericks.
I think I'd rather him at South Beach, to be honest with you. Miami, that'd be kind of cool.
Dusty May to the Mavericks, wild man. Will they win the championship?
I think they could. Yeah. I mean, I think he's a heck of a coach. I mean, look, for anybody who's down and out there, just remember that Dusty May went from, mopping basketball floors 4 years ago to the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks, a Final Four with Florida Atlantic, and a natty with Michigan, man. I mean, geez Louise. That guy just came on the scene a minute ago.
He's only 49, I think, also. I mean,
he looks younger. He looks younger than me.
College basketball is just such a unique world, though, because, you really just stick with it. You get with a team every year and you just keep improving and improving and improving. And at some point, you win, and that's all that matters is winning. And Dusty May's been nothing but a winner. I'm going to leave you with this, Bones DK, as we prepare to sign off. If Country Roads isn't the greatest song ever written, what is?
Oh man, that's a good question. Shit. I'd probably say
it's a tough one when your Spotify is not wide open. Wow, man, can you pick them up at all here?
Probably Beach Foam by Future Islands.
Dude, I can't believe you said that. I was thinking Beach Foam by Future Islands. It's got to be like one of the best songs I've ever heard.
It's really
Something
good.
Just moves me about that song every time I hear it. You know what? It's funny. We're even talking about this, wild man. Before the show came on, I said I listened to Against All Odds by Phil Collins, which is like one of the slowest songs you'll ever hear and like oozes of like 1980s nostalgia. But my God, what a song. It's impossible not to sing along.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you
Bones
another
is looking through his Spotify right now. He's trying to come up with something.
I'll give you another one that, man.
Blinded by the Light, anything by Queen. I love Freddie Mercury. I like Maggie May by Rod Stewart.
That's a good
randomly. It's one of my favorite songs ever.
Here's a random one too. Bro Him by Pennywise.
Yeah, it's a good song. I'll say this. There's no way I can turn a song louder than I turn Into the Mystic by Van Morrison.
That's also a good one.
That is full crank every time. Larry Brown.
I'll tell you what. If anyone is still listening out there, post in the comments your favorite song if Country Roads is not the best song ever written, and maybe we can have a discussion about that. I just want to throw these last 3 tidbits in as the host of the show. I like Wyndham Clark again this week, man. I'm going to keep riding Wyndham. Yeah. His trend is hotter than anyone's. It's hotter than Fitzpatrick's. It was hotter than Raytan's was when Raytan was hot. But anyhow, I'm liking Wyndham this week. If I'm betting, I'm also going to throw Raytan back in the mix. And I'm also riding Fitzpatrick until they prove me wrong. Now, I got to get the 3 other guys right. But I got confidence in a no-cut event that those 3 guys are going to do pretty well. Any final thoughts before we sign off, Wild Man? Quickly.
No, man. Don't forget Wyndham was rimmed out on the 72nd hole of the 2024 Players as well. Lost to Scotty Scheffler by 1. So he's a big game hunter. I said it before, and look, I'm going to say this also. Argentina in the final, England in the semifinal, but we're all 3 Lions here. Let's pull for England.
I'm pulling for France because I got money in my pool on France, and also I got to pull for the Saudi Arabians because I'm in another World Cup pool where I got lucky and pulled the old Saudis. Go Arabia.
Yeah, boy, that's apropos, isn't it?
Bones DK, you're going deep into the woods tonight. Will you make it out?
I will, but shout out Wolf Goat. I wish him the best. He's in the Fantasy Golf World Championship 200-man contest, $25,000 entry just to get in it. Good luck, Wolf Goat. I love you, man.
Yeah, if we get top 100 to advance to the next round.
I'll tell you what, let's get into the next round and let's get Wolf Goat actually on the program and talk to him. Maybe get some of his picks as well because he is rocking and rolling right now. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here for TW Man, Bones DK. My name is Edge. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time, good luck this weekend in Connecticut, of all places.
Go Wolf Goat.